Watch your step. Mind you up. So come on in. And we'll just kind of go up here towards the front here. So if your folks will come up right up here in the front. You can stand right out there. Yeah, this pulpit, you ask about the pulpit, it's out of Uray. It was in I think a Catholic church down in Uray, and then it got donated here when they built a different church or something like that. Anyway, we should close that door, I guess. It's a little noisy. But anyway, this is a 1913 German Lutheran church, and it was on 6th South and Park in Montrose here. How many of you from Montrose? Just a couple of...
Not originally, I don't think.
Yeah. Anyway, it has a cornerstone, sandstone cornerstone out on the corner out here, if you get a chance to look at it. And it's in, German or something like that. But a 1913 German Lutheran church. And it took 6.5 hours and $17,000 to move it here. And it had an ugly carpet on here. It had polka dot ceiling lights from the 70s up on the ceiling. And it had a small area in the basement that was carved out in the 1970s for a bathroom and a furnace. So anyway, back in as you go out, you'll see a picture frame back down there in the corner, and that's the stucco they put over the cracks in this building in the 1970s. And if you look closely, well, it was starting to peel off. So we took it off and we found the old stenciling. You can see the stenciling that was around, that you see on the walls around here now. And so anyway, a couple of years ago, the windows were falling out of here. And they had been, in the early 90s or late 80s, they put cellophane patterned pictures of Lutheran symbols on the windows. But you know how the sun is. It started to bake in those, and they were crinkling all up and looking terrible. So then a lady who now lives down in Florida, she said, well, we'll paint the glass. We'll put on a liquid solder, and we'll paint the glass. Well, then, time went on. The painting all faded out, so you just had the liquid solder showing. And a lady said, well, if you buy the materials, the lead and the stained glass, I will make them into stained glass windows, which is not original to this building. And I'm a perfectionist, and I have to tell people when we do tours that history continues to evolve. And so now we have stained glass windows, which it didn't really have originally. But as long as you explain that, I think I'm comfortable with doing that. The floor had this ugly Berber carpet on it, and we got that off of there. And then there was all of this glue on it. And it took 6 weeks with 3 of us with a citrus product out of Florida that's non-toxic to scrape that goo off the floor. It was strenuous. But then this is what it looked like after we cleaned it up. We haven't restained it or redone anything with it. And if you look right in the light, you can see where the women's high heel shoes or the men's hobnail boots or something set. You can see where they set in pews to do this exhibit. So, and to pay for it, we sold windows at $500 a piece, and their names are on here. Who did it, including the city of Montrose and the Office of Business and Tourism, etc., here in Montrose. Now, originally, this stove set right here in the front, and it had a chimney that went over like that all the way across, and that didn't fit with the purpose of doing weddings in here. And we have weddings in here frequently. We had one last weekend. And anyway, we moved over to there, and it's phonified. That's a new term that Richard Fike just came up with. It's phony. And so it goes in up there. So anyway, we're looking for pews for the old pews. This was donated by the CEO of J.C. Penney. He's moving here permanently from Dallas, and he has a $100,000 piano here, and he had a house here, and he had this piano here, and he wanted to bring his more expensive one here, so he donated that one's early 1850s. Yeah, like a cabinet grand piano. Are there any questions?
Very pretty.
Yeah.
I can just see this place with the wooden pews. I mean, the old wooden pews, they're walk style
Yeah.
that you're looking for, yeah.
Yeah.
Grandma and Grandpa's church back there right now still has those pews.
Yeah. This one, when we got it, had veneer, blonde veneer over wafer board pews.
Oh, really?
And you know how wafer board's so darn heavy. And we had trouble getting rid of those.
I think this is pan rovers, huh?
These are tongue and groove pine Doug fir flooring, which is typical in our area. Yeah, we have bathrooms downstairs if you need one. We have a little kitchen, and we have a dressing room for the bride and stuff downstairs now. So we have a full basement under it now.
What is this rent for a wedding?
It's $250 for 4 hours or half a day, basically, and $500 for a day. We've got quite a few weddings scheduled. All right, I guess we can move on along, and we'll go on back out the way we came. Take a look at the original.
Is this the original pew here?
No, these are pews that have been brought in here. Yeah.